Hello, I'm Cyrille Sciama. I'm the director of the Museum of Impressionism in Giverny, in France. I'm very happy to be with you today to speak about Impressionism and Renoir. Our museum is very famous for its exhibitions. It has been built in 2009, and since then it organized 2 exhibitions per year about Impressionism and the followers of Impressionism. He has also an important collection about Impressionists as Monet, Bonnard, Signac, and the followers, of course, of Impressionists. And it's also a wonderful garden very close to Monet's house, which is famous all around the world. And our exhibitions are made in partnerships with also important museums as Musée d'Orsay. We have an important collaboration with them. And I was lucky last year to be with you in Guernsey to have this wonderful walk about Renoir. It has been a huge success. And since then, you have the opportunity to acquire this incredible painting by Renoir, these rocks. So I would like just to say some words about this painting, which is so important in Renoir's career. Indeed, it's not a big size painting, it's a small one or a medium-sized one, as Renoir wanted to sell them to collectors. And Renoir was in Guernsey for 5 weeks only, but it was very important for him because it changed his style. And then he was very happy to paint landscapes with nudes. Nudes and basses was something he was very surprised to see when he arrived in Guernsey. He was a little shocked by what he saw, and he decided to make 15 paintings about the landscapes and the basses. So he made a new style with the nudes, and in the paintings you just acquired, there is something very interesting with the lines. You have 3 lines making a sense of this painting. The first one is with the basses, and you have some people, around 10 people, which are nude or non-nude, and you see the life of Guernsey at that time. The second line is on the rocks, and the rocks are very important in Guernsey, and Renoir was fascinated by the waves and all the light on the rocks. So it's the central part of this painting is the second line. And the third line is the hills, these wonderful hills of Guernsey that Renoir painting for 3 or 4 times. And he made a lot of landscapes with hills. Of course, in his mind, he has the model of Claude Monet. And Monet made a lot of landscapes with the waves, as he made some years later in Belle-Île-en-Mer. And this small series of 15 paintings was a very interesting point in Renoir's career, because he was hesitating between portraits and landscapes. And then with this kind of small focus on landscapes and nudes, he decided to focus on portraits and nudes. So in the late 19th century, Renoir made a new style because he went to Guernsey. And his interest in portraits was also focused with his mistress, Aline Charigot, who was with him in Guernsey. So there's kind of love story in Guernsey, and these landscapes are very intimate indeed, because they are not huge paintings. Everybody can understand what this is. So it's kind of universal painting. So I think it's really a chance unique to Guernsey to have this Renoir's painting. There's only 5 Renoirs in private hands. The other ones are in Metropolitan of New York, National Gallery of London, or also in Musée d'Orsay. So you have a really masterpiece. So I would really be happy to make something about Renoir and Guernsey, and maybe make a collaboration between Giverny and Guernsey. As we know, we organize lots of exhibitions and are specialists in Impressionism. So maybe we can make something together and to invite people from Guernsey to discover Giverny and people from Giverny to discover Guernsey. And I'm very focused on children and education. So I think Renoir is a kind of link between the highland of Guernsey and the territory of Giverny. And I hope that we'll be together next year to share our interest on Renoir. Have a good opening, and I wish you a lot of success.